start, just a disclaimer, I was the only one who was told that we had to write a speech. I just ended up writing a real speech, and it's going to be a little lengthier than what we just saw. I came from swimming straight to here. I kicked Nirmay out of his room, told him I had to make a speech, spent 20 minutes on this, so here it goes.
You want the speech in 20 minutes?
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Was it 20 minutes every day?
No, it was 20 minutes a day.
He wrote a speech, at least give him that. He wrote a speech.
Alright. Okay, also, another thing that is, I wrote this in the perspective and like point of view of how I like, while I was writing it, like these are my thoughts. So like,
So right now, you are giving speech about your speech.
yeah, so it's like a speech about my speech about my thing. So, boards all over the place. A random table in the middle of the room. A bed 2 sizes too big for one person. A half-empty tissue box. And 2 MacBooks sitting around pointlessly. A childhood photo made of carpet. And a childhood set of Lego creations awkwardly placed on a shelf right outside of the bathroom. The realization dawns on me that I'm sitting in the room of a future finance firm. I get a sense that this individual may graduate from college one day, but he will never leave his frat house and his brothers from this glorified Greek life, and would never leave his heart. I look up from my computer screen, and perched up on the bed, I see a young man in a blazer and dress pants laying down playing a baseball game on his phone like a total 2-year-old. He lets out a yelp of exasperation as he expectantly loses this game. I'm confused as to why he thought he'd win in the first place. He nonchalantly rises, carefully walks over to the table, intensely ponders over the world's current economic crisis, and Joe Biden's wonderful contribution to our gas price. I'll stop myself right there. But as I was saying, he picks up a red clockwork motor car, holds it back, and watches it zoom off into the distance, just like my remaining brain cells. Sorry, one of my friends changed my phones into another language. So, okay. Nirmay. Just saying this name makes me chuckle as I see him pacing around the room. Nirmay has been by someone who I may not be able to see as often due to the fact that we attend different schools, but we are able to hit it off so well every single time we meet. Now, here comes the cheesy and cringy part that all the aunties were waiting for.
It wasn't that? But wait, there's more.
These are in your thought process.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Nirmay, I remember my first time encountering this being. So quiet, so odd, and a Gujarati whose last name wasn't Patel. The idea of this perplexed me. Never would I have imagined that he would turn out to be one of my nearest and dearest friends. I still remember the times we would play Risk in his old house, and the times he would deem Nishi to be his distant cousin in public. Our biannual sleepovers would be foolishly stay up until 4 a.m., only powered by our homemade diabetes shot glasses. Our Gabru family get-togethers were a blast, and it's fair to say that Nirmay was one of the main contributors to the laughter and joy that occurred. Oh, and let's not forget about the countless hours of ping pong and Call of Duty gaming, followed by yelling at the screen like the characters are actually listening to you. Speaking of games, Nirmay never loses. If he doesn't win, the game's simply rigged. No exceptions. As a Gujarati, business was supposed to be in his blood, but to this day I cannot recall a single time he won a game of Monopoly. 7 minutes have passed. Okay. Aside from his countless awards in public speaking, debate, and Latin competitions, his perfect academic achievements and grades, and his incessant need to speak of the massive size of his quadriceps, Nirmay is one of the most surprisingly simple people you'll meet. He isn't flashy, and he's extremely socially intelligent. I credit Vira Uncle and Anjali Auntie. Now, Nirmay, as I hastily wrap up this anticlimactic speech due to my habit of procrastination, thank you, Chachi. I just want to thank you. Thank you for all the memories that we formed together. Thank you for all the lessons you taught me, and thanks for all the smiles that you put on our faces.